Just as no one can do anything to us worse than what we can do to ourselves, no one can do for us anything better than what we can do for ourselves. Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is TENGKU HARIEZ ADHAM bin TENGKU HARIZUL AZWAN with metric number BM23110079. I want to talk about Down Raid, the incredible story of the greatest heist in Malaysian history. On September 7, 1981, the London Stock Exchange (LSE) was shocked by an attack in the takeover of the British plantation company Guthrie by the Malaysian government. This attack was only carried out in about 4 hours, led by Tun Dr. Mahathir, Malaysia's new Prime Minister at the moment. This big incident is known as Down Raid. So, in this talk, I want to share the chronology and individual responsible for making this attack a success. Guthrie was the oldest and largest British plantation company in Malaysia at the time. Due to Tunku Abdul Rahman policy of encouraging foreign investment, Guthrie company continued to be influential after the independence. In fact, there is also a local agency that holds shares in Guthrie, which is Permodalan Nasional Berhad (PNB) around 25%. Despite having an equity stake, many proposals from Malaysia were rejected by the British, such as replanting of rubber trees to help Malay farmers and rubber taper. The beginning of the situation. After Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad became Prime Minister in 1981, the policies he implemented seemed anti-British. This is because Dr. Mahathir is the only Prime Minister that from ordinary people and not from rich families, unlike previous Prime Ministers. Buy British last and look his policy are among the things that show his perception of the British. British egotism. Before the attack, British government stopped the education subsidy for Malaysian students in the United Kingdom. Not only that, but they have also raised tuition fees for foreign students, and students from Malaysia are among those affected by this. As many as 17,000 students from Malaysia are burdened with very high fees, and in some cases, the fees has increased to 3 times. And this news must not make Dr. Mahathir happy. The beginning of the plan. There are some individuals who are not satisfied with the British treatment in this Guthrie issue. The 3 main planners in this mission are Tun Dr. Mahathir, Tun Ismail Ali and Tan Sri Khalid Ibrahim. Tun Ismail Ali is the brother-in-law of Dr. Mahathir, who at that time was the governor of Bank Negara. He is also like Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, who does not appear to be in favour of the British or anti-British. Tun Ismail is the individual who ordered the national money deposited in British banks such as HSBC to be transferred to local banks. In 1981, because of Guthrie had sold their assets without the knowledge of PNB, were held a share of around 25%, Dr. Mahathir and Tun Ismail planned to take over Guthrie from British. And the third character in this mission has joined, Tan Sri Khalid Ibrahim. Tan Sri Khalid Ibrahim is an investment manager of a Malaysian government agency, has been given the task of studying and making strategies to ensure this mission can be carried out. After the study is done, as much as 1 billion ringgit is needed in this mission, and it needs to be done quickly. Malaysian government has agreed to provide the allocation from 3 different sources, which are Petronas, Pernas and Amanah Saham. While in England, there are 2 groups that jointly succeed in this mission, which are Rothschild, responsible for convincing the MNG investment company to sell their shares, which has around 17 of Guthrie's shares, and the second brokerage company, Rowe and Pittman, which ensure the sale and purchase of small shares run smoothly. Attack begin. After all the plans have been put together, finally Malaysia started this attack. As early as the morning on September 7, 1981, all the brokers under the management of Rowe and Pittman were mobilized to buy available minority shares. Finally, 1.6 million or 5% of Guthrie shares were seized successfully by PNB. At that moment, PNB equity has increased to around 30% compared to 25% previously. After that, another 12% of shares were successfully acquired by PNB from companies located in Southeast Asia. And this makes PNB equity has increased to 42%. However, this plan did not go as expected after the OCBC group refused to sell their holding of around 3 to 4% to the PNB. Nevertheless, Tan Sri Khalid with his wisdom devised a new plan was to contact Kuwait Investment to sell their 5% of their shares to PNB. And finally, Tan Sri Khalid's plan broke success where PNB officially managed to own 7,995 million shares or around 50.4%, making PNB the largest shareholder in Guthrie. This corporate attack happened within 3 to 4 hours only. Guthrie chairman Mark Jern only became aware of this news of this re-ownership through the news on the radio. This takeover has dealt a great blow to the British because it was successfully carried out by its former colonies. British Prime Minister has responded after a few days by tightening the law so that incidents like this did not happen again. Most brokers in London have hailed Malaysia as cunning. After a few months, Guthrie shares gradually became government-owned, and by the end of the 1981, all the Guthrie shares were owned by the country. Guthrie merged with Sam Darby in 2007. Guthrie name itself is no more, but the historic strategy launched by these three individuals remained fresh in the memory, because it is not only to make a profit, but it is an effort to restore the rights of the country that was confiscated. I am TENGKU HARIEZ. Thanks for watching.